If someone told you today that an electric car priced at just $14,999 had arrived and could disrupt the entire EV industry, you'd probably laugh it off. It sounds unreal, but it's not a joke. That car is real, and it's called the BYD E7. Since its launch, the BYD E7 has created a massive buzz in China, and now the rest of the world is paying close attention. BYD already holds a strong position in the Chinese market. People trust the brand because BYD doesn't just make inexpensive cars, it makes vehicles that deliver real value for money. Now, the company's ambitions go far beyond China. BYD is expanding aggressively into global markets, and the E7 is a key part of that plan. At first glance, the BYD E7 looks like a straightforward electric car. But once its price and features are revealed, it leaves people stunned. A spacious, stylish, and technologically capable EV starting at $14,999 has become a serious concern for established automakers. This raises an important question. How is BYD able to offer so much at such a low price? Is it using technology others haven't mastered yet? And could the E7 reshape the future of the electric vehicle industry? Before going further, make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay with us until the end, where we'll explain the battery technology behind this car and why it's shaking up China's EV market. If there's one place in the world where electric vehicles dominate everyday life, it's China. EVs are nothing new there. Just as motorcycles and scooters are common in many countries, electric cars have become a normal part of life in China. Petrol and diesel cars are no longer the first choice. People naturally lean toward EVs. Walk through any Chinese city and you'll see electric vehicles everywhere. Small hatchbacks, large SUVs, taxis, delivery vans, almost everything runs on electricity. Among all these vehicles, one name stands out more than any other: BYD. So how did electric vehicles become so widespread in China? The biggest reason is strong government support. The Chinese government has actively pushed EV adoption to reduce pollution and lower dependence on oil. Subsidies, tax benefits, and widespread charging infrastructure made electric cars affordable and practical for ordinary people. As a result, a large portion of cars sold in China every year are electric. Many buyers now ask, why buy a petrol car when electric cars are cheaper and easier to drive? This brings us to another question. With so many EV manufacturers in China, why is BYD so dominant? BYD's biggest advantage is that it makes its own batteries. This means the company doesn't rely on outside suppliers. Because of this, BYD vehicles are not only affordable but also durable and reliable. People feel confident that BYD is a company that's here to stay. That trust sets it apart. This is why government fleets, taxi drivers, and everyday consumers all choose BYD. If you imagine the streets of China, you'll see BYD vehicles everywhere. Taxis, ride-sharing cars, government vehicles. The government trusts BYD because it can deliver reliable vehicles at scale. Taxi drivers choose BYD because electric cars mean lower fuel costs and less maintenance. BYD doesn't sell a few thousand cars. It sells millions every year. In recent years, its annual sales have reached around 4.5 to 4.6 million vehicles, most of them within China. At that level, BYD is no longer an experiment. It's a proven brand. When you see the same brand on the road every single day, it sticks in your mind. You start thinking, if everyone is buying it, it must be good. That's the power of visibility and trust. BYD's real strength lies in its low pricing and in-house technology. The company manufactures almost everything itself: batteries, motors, software, and key components. This vertical integration cuts costs and allows BYD to price its cars far lower than competitors. This is why BYD has become the most powerful EV company in China today. While others are still planning, BYD is already executing. Now let's talk about the BYD E7 itself. At first look, the E7 doesn't scream for attention. It's not flashy. It feels like a car designed to quietly and reliably do its job. The exterior is clean and simple, without unnecessary cuts or aggressive styling. From the front, it looks modern but not overdone. Slim headlights, smooth body lines, and a practical design show that it was built for everyday users. Does it feel premium? Not exactly, but it doesn't feel cheap either. BYD intentionally kept the design simple to control costs. Still, the paint quality, fit and finish, and overall appearance show that this wasn't designed carelessly. Even at $14,999, the car doesn't look budget-focused. On the road, it blends in as a normal, smart electric vehicle. No one would look at it and immediately think it's a cheap car. That's a major win for BYD. Once you open the door, the interior is even more surprising. The cabin feels spacious, with plenty of legroom and headroom in both the front and rear seats. Rear passengers don't feel cramped or uncomfortable. The seats are firm but comfortable, ideal for daily use and long drives without fatigue. Most importantly, the cabin layout creates a sense of openness, so you never feel boxed in. Overall, the BYD E7 proves that affordability doesn't have to mean compromise. It's practical, well-designed, and thoughtfully built for real-world use. Exactly why it's making waves in China's electric vehicle market. The dashboard design follows the same philosophy as the exterior: clean, simple, and uncluttered. At the center is a large touchscreen that controls most of the car's functions. Music, navigation, vehicle settings, and driving information are all managed through this display. Since most drivers today prefer digital controls, the BYD E7 delivers exactly what people expect. Now the big question, is this car suitable for families? The short answer is yes. If your daily routine includes commuting to work, dropping kids at school, running errands, or taking short trips, the BYD E7 fits perfectly. It comfortably seats 4 to 5 people and still offers enough space for luggage, making it a practical family car. Next comes the most important topic for any electric vehicle: performance and range. The first thing people usually ask is, how does it drive? The motor in the BYD E7 isn't designed to be sporty, but it is smooth and refined. Press the accelerator and the car moves forward silently and effortlessly. For city driving, the response feels just right. Even in stop-and-go traffic, it remains comfortable and easy to handle. On the highway, the experience is equally reassuring. While the car isn't built for extreme speeds, it feels stable and confident at normal highway speeds. Overtaking is smooth and doesn't require much effort. Overall, the driving experience is quiet, relaxed, and comfortable. Now let's talk about range, one of the biggest reasons people consider electric cars in the first place. The BYD E7 offers a range of around 400 kilometers on a full charge, which is more than enough for daily use. Whether it's office commutes or regular city driving throughout the week, frequent charging isn't a concern. In fact, if you drive calmly in city conditions, you can achieve even better range. And because this car is built on BYD's own battery technology, buyers feel more confident about long-term reliability. When discussing electric vehicles, the battery is always the biggest concern. People ask, is it safe? How long will it last? In an EV, the battery is the real heart of the vehicle. And this is where BYD stands apart from the competition. BYD's biggest innovation is its blade battery. The name may sound like a marketing term, but it represents a major technological breakthrough. The battery cells are designed long, thin, and strong, similar to a blade, which is exactly where the name comes from. In most electric vehicles, batteries are made up of many small cells. More cells mean more wiring, more heat buildup, and greater risk. BYD took a different approach. In the blade battery, the cells are longer and are placed directly into the battery pack. This makes the structure stronger, reduces unused space, and improves overall efficiency. Safety is where this technology truly shines. One of the biggest fears people have when buying an EV is the risk of battery fires. We've all seen reports of electric cars catching fire, and BYD has worked aggressively to address this concern. The Blade battery has been subjected to extreme testing, punctured with a nail, overheated, and even crushed. Despite this, it did not catch fire. This means that even in the event of a serious accident, the chances of the battery igniting or exploding are dramatically reduced. For everyday buyers, this level of safety offers huge peace of mind. Heat management is another critical factor. Excessive heat causes batteries to degrade faster, which is one of the major challenges with EVs. The Blade battery handles this much better. Because the cells are long and thin, heat is distributed more evenly instead of building up in one spot. This keeps the battery cooler and helps maintain performance over time. This is also why BYD batteries perform well in hot climates. Whether the car is exposed to high temperatures or frequent charging and discharging, the battery remains stable and doesn't degrade quickly. For customers, this means less worry and more reliability. When it comes to battery lifespan, BYD is again ahead of many competitors. The Blade battery is designed to last for many years with minimal loss in performance. There's a common belief that EV batteries fail after 4 or 5 years, but BYD claims its batteries are built to last significantly longer. Since BYD manufactures its own batteries, the company has complete control over materials, design, and quality. Many other automakers rely on third-party suppliers, but BYD has been developing battery technology in-house from the beginning. This is why its battery systems feel more mature and well-engineered. Compared to other EV manufacturers that still use conventional lithium-ion batteries, BYD's Blade battery offers better safety and durability. Traditional batteries may perform well, but they are more vulnerable to damage and overheating. Some companies focus mainly on performance, others on range, but BYD has managed to balance safety, longevity, and efficiency. This balance is exactly why taxi fleets, government vehicles, and everyday consumers trust BYD electric vehicles. Another benefit of the Blade battery is its efficient use of space. The thinner battery pack allows for more room inside the car, resulting in a better cabin layout, increased legroom, and greater overall comfort, without increasing the size of the vehicle. Today, BYD electric cars are known not just for affordability, but for long-term reliability. People understand that these vehicles are built not only for today, but for many years ahead. And it's this Blade battery technology that allows cars like the BYD E7 to make such a big impact at such a competitive price. When the battery is under control, everything else in the car falls into place. That's why BYD's battery technology is widely seen as one of the biggest game changers in the EV world today. This leads to the final question. How is BYD making a profit when the BYD E7 is priced at just $14,999? Many people assume that a car this affordable must either be sold at a loss or have compromises in quality somewhere. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. But in BYD's case, the story is quite different. One of BYD's biggest advantages is that it manufactures most of its key components in-house. From batteries and electric motors to control units and other critical parts, BYD depends very little on external suppliers. When a company builds its own batteries in its own factories, profit margins naturally improve. While many automakers have to pay suppliers for expensive components, BYD cuts costs by producing those same parts internally. Since the battery is the most expensive component of an electric vehicle, keeping it under control allows the entire car to be priced more affordably. Thanks to the Blade battery, BYD not only achieves higher safety standards but also maintains complete control over production costs. This is exactly why cars like the BYD E7 can be sold at such a low price while still generating profit. Another major factor is scale. BYD doesn't produce thousands or even just a few million vehicles. It operates at an enormous scale, manufacturing and selling tens of millions of vehicles over time. When production volumes are this large, the cost per vehicle drops significantly. Components that would be expensive for smaller companies become far cheaper for BYD. Think of it this way. Making a single chair is costly, but producing 1,000,000 chairs dramatically reduces the cost of each one. BYD follows this same principle: large-scale production, lower costs, and higher efficiency. Now let's talk about costs that BYD has largely eliminated. Many automakers spend huge amounts on flashy showrooms, aggressive marketing campaigns, celebrity endorsements, and premium branding. All of these expenses eventually get added to the final price the customer pays. BYD takes a more understated approach. The company lets the product speak for itself rather than relying on heavy promotion. In China, BYD has already become a trusted household name, so it doesn't need to create hype for every new model. This significantly reduces marketing expenses, and those savings are passed directly to buyers. When you compare the BYD E7 to other low-cost electric cars in China, the difference becomes clear. Many small EV startups offer extremely cheap cars, but they often come with compromises. Some are very small, some lack safety features, others have limited driving range, unreliable batteries, basic interiors, or questionable build quality. The BYD E7 manages to balance all these factors. At a price of $14,999, it may appear slightly more expensive than the cheapest entry-level EVs. But when you factor in range, interior space, battery safety, and brand reliability, the E7 clearly stands out as the smarter choice. Range is another area where the BYD E7 outperforms most affordable competitors. While many budget EVs offer only 250 to 300 kilometers on a single charge, the E7 delivers around 400 kilometers. For everyday users, this means fewer charging stops and a much more stress-free ownership experience. In terms of features, the BYD E7 doesn't rely on flashy gimmicks. Instead, it offers everything that truly matters: good cabin space, a large touchscreen, digital controls, and a smooth, comfortable ride. These qualities make it ideal for daily use. When people buy an electric vehicle, they don't just think about the upfront price. They also consider long-term factors: how the car will perform after 5 or 7 years, battery durability, maintenance costs, and the availability of service centers. BYD has already addressed these concerns with its extensive service network, in-house battery technology, and long-standing presence in the market. This is what separates BYD from many smaller EV companies. As a result, the BYD E7 isn't just competing with other electric cars. It's becoming a serious challenge for established manufacturers by proving that quality and reliability don't have to come at a high price. This leads to an important question. Why doesn't BYD want to limit itself to China anymore? BYD has already achieved massive success in its home market. Its cars sell well, people drive them daily, and the brand enjoys strong trust. But for a company of this size, relying on a single country eventually becomes limiting. China's EV market is now extremely competitive, with new models launching almost every week. BYD understands that if it wants to become the world's leading EV manufacturer, it must expand beyond China. That's why the company has developed a clear global strategy. BYD is steadily expanding into Europe, Asia, South America, and other regions. New factories are being built, showrooms are opening, and partnerships with local companies are already in motion. In Europe, strict regulations on petrol and diesel vehicles are accelerating the shift toward electric cars. However, EVs there remain expensive. BYD sees a major opportunity in offering affordable, reliable, long-range electric vehicles to European consumers. The situation is similar across much of Asia. Fuel prices are high, but EVs are still too costly for many people. BYD aims to fill this gap with vehicles that offer low prices, strong battery technology, and low maintenance costs, features perfectly suited to Asian markets. This is where the BYD E7 plays a crucial role. The E7 isn't just a car for China, it's a global product for BYD. Its affordable price, simple design, and proven technology make it ideal for markets where people are buying an electric vehicle for the first time. The BYD E7 doesn't try to be overly luxurious, and that simplicity is exactly what makes it so powerful. This car is built for people who want an electric vehicle that's affordable, reliable, and easy to live with every day. And those people aren't limited to China. They exist all over the world. So the big question is, does the BYD E7 pose a threat to other automakers? The answer is yes, and it's a serious one. Let's start with Tesla. When people hear the name Tesla, they usually think of premium, high-priced electric cars. But if vehicles like the BYD E7 begin entering global markets, it will put pressure on Tesla to introduce more affordable models. Not every customer is willing or able to spend $40,000 to $50,000 on a car. Other manufacturers, such as Tata and MG, could also feel the impact, especially in countries where they already sell electric vehicles. If BYD offers longer range, safer batteries, and lower prices, competitors will have no choice but to either reduce their prices or significantly improve what they offer. This leads to another important question. Will EV prices drop even further in the future? The answer is closely tied to companies like BYD. When a major player starts selling high-quality electric vehicles at lower prices, it shakes the entire industry. Other manufacturers are forced to cut costs, develop cheaper batteries, increase production, and find smarter ways to stay profitable. BYD is proving that if you control your battery production, manufacture at large scale, and eliminate unnecessary expenses, electric vehicles can be affordable. Naturally, other companies will try to follow this approach, and consumers will benefit directly. Over time, owning an EV will become as normal as owning a petrol car is today. Prices will continue to fall, and choices will keep expanding. Let's look at the bigger picture. In the past, electric vehicles were mostly for wealthy buyers or tech enthusiasts. Now, companies like BYD are bringing EVs to everyday people. As EVs become more common, petrol and diesel cars will slowly fade into the background. The BYD E7 offers a preview of this future. It proves that the cars of tomorrow don't have to be expensive. With the right technology and a clear vision, electric vehicles can be accessible to everyone. This is exactly why the world's biggest automakers are watching BYD closely. The company isn't just selling cars, it's reshaping the rules of the global auto industry. If this momentum continues, the EV market will look very different in the coming years, and that change will begin with cars like the BYD E7. Now think from the perspective of an average person. Daily life includes commuting to work, dropping kids at school, running errands, and visiting family. In this situation, the most important question becomes, how much does it cost to run the car? This is where electric vehicles like the BYD E7 truly stand out. Fuel costs today are no secret. Petrol prices put a heavy strain on monthly budgets. With an EV, that cost is reduced dramatically. Charging the BYD E7 at home makes daily driving extremely affordable. Where a petrol car might cost 300 to 400 rupees per day, the same distance in an EV can cost as little as 60 to 80 rupees. Over a month or a year, those savings add up significantly. That's why many people are switching to electric cars, not just for environmental reasons, but to save money. Maintenance is another area where EVs have a major advantage. Petrol cars require regular servicing, engine oil changes, clutch replacements, and gearbox maintenance. An EV like the BYD E7 eliminates most of these concerns. There's no engine oil, no complex gearbox, and far fewer moving parts. Thanks to BYD's advanced battery technology, concerns about battery failure are also reduced. The battery is designed for long-term use, so owners don't have to worry about frequent or expensive replacements. Overall, maintenance costs remain very low, making the BYD E7 a truly budget-friendly option. Charging has also become much easier than before. Most owners simply charge their car at home overnight. By morning, the vehicle is fully charged and ready to go. There's little need to rely on public charging stations, and even those are becoming more common as charging networks expand in cities. So how practical is the BYD E7 for daily life? Very practical. This isn't a car built to impress at first glance. It's designed for real-world use. Its size makes it easy to drive through city traffic and simple to park. The cabin is spacious, and both children and elderly passengers can travel comfortably. The driving range is more than enough for daily routines. Office commutes, school runs, and shopping trips can all be handled without worrying about frequent charging. This everyday practicality is what makes the BYD E7 especially appealing to the average buyer. Looking ahead, BYD's ambitions don't stop with just one model. The company is constantly developing new vehicles, affordable EVs for smaller cities, larger family cars, and even premium models. BYD wants to be present in every segment. At the same time, innovation remains a priority. The Blade battery is only the beginning. Better range, faster charging, and even safer battery technology are already in development. What sets BYD apart is its forward-looking approach. While many companies are still planning for the future, BYD is already investing in production and technology today. That's why its vehicles continue to improve year after year. So can BYD become the king of electric vehicles? Based on the current trajectory, the answer isn't maybe. It's very likely. BYD has three major strengths: in-house battery technology, large-scale manufacturing, and vehicles designed with everyday users in mind. The BYD E7 proves that electric vehicles are no longer just for the wealthy. They can be practical, reliable cars for the common person. As more people realize they can buy a durable, trustworthy EV at an affordable price, attitudes will change. Soon, buyers may think twice before choosing a petrol car and consider an electric vehicle as their first option. And if that shift happens, companies like BYD will be leading the way. If you found this information helpful and want more honest insights into affordable electric cars, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon to stay updated on the latest news about BYD and the EV world.